There is something underneath every result, every situation in your life. It's invisible, but it determines what feels possible, what feels safe, what you allow, what you reject, and what never even occurs to you. In this video, I'm going to show you what it really takes to create different results if you're a highly sensitive person or an empath, because the answer is not another tool, another practice, or it's certainly not more healing or shadow work. There's one thing that most coaches don't talk about. And for empaths and sensitives, it is the thing that makes the difference. Because if something in you learned, I have to work hard, I have to prove myself, I don't get support, I have to figure this out by myself, or it's not safe to be seen, or I don't really get what I want, so why bother? Or people like me just don't get to have that. Then you can journal and visualize and understand all the teachings and still keep ending up in the same place. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Stay with me here, because this is not about blaming the past or making ourselves wrong. This is about seeing what's still deciding what feels possible now. If you're new here, I'm Wanda Vitale, and this is the Reality Architects. I talk about how highly sensitive people and empaths create results differently because we are literally wired differently, and because of the usual advice to push harder, be more disciplined, all that stuff just doesn't work in the same way for us, if it works at all. Most people are looking in the wrong place when they're trying to change something in their lives. A new tool, a practice, some new strategy, something to do. And granted, some tools help, but tools don't reach the part of us that is the part that needs to be reached. I use this analogy that our lives are like a play, and we're the lead character in our play. So most people are trying to change the play, what happens in the play, by changing the scenes with the same character, with the same lead actor that they learn to be. Maybe for you, it's the role that I have to work hard. No pain, no gain. I hear that one a lot. Or I have to prove myself. Or I have to do everything alone. It could be a role that just waits for permission before acting. Or it could be a role that accepts less, that settles for scraps. This is a pretty common one for empaths. Until you see the role that you're playing, you keep trying to change the scene from that role, but you can't. The problem is never the scene. It's the role you keep bringing into it. Early life taught us how life works, what love looks like, what we could expect, what money looks like, if it's given freely or if there's not enough of it, or what support looks like, if you were supported or you weren't, or if life is safe, or if the world is safe. All of these topics, including how much we're even allowed to want, or how much we're allowed to receive. All of these perspectives turn into our personality, and we don't question them. So all of this determines what feels possible, what feels safe, what you're allowed to do, what feels familiar, and what doesn't. If you grew up with, well, I just have to work hard, then everything in your life will make that true. You'll have to work hard. Or if you grew up with, I don't get support, then doing it alone, which is harder, is just going to feel normal. Or how about it's not safe to be seen? For those of you who grew up with parents who were critical and judgmental, maybe you just learned to keep your mouth shut and keep your head down. So now, when you know you need to do the thing, you just decide it's easier and better to not be seen. What got hardwired in early childhood is still deciding what feels possible now. Why do I know this? I grew up on a farm with a narcissistic father, and my father died when I was young. But what I saw was, well, you work hard, you push through, that money was hit or miss. I grew up listening to farm reports when the crops being obliterated. And I grew up with parents who worried. I learned support wasn't something I could count on. My father certainly wasn't there most of the time. He did the best he could. But what I learned is that I could take care of myself and that I could be safe. Like, I can do this myself. And if I wanted something, I just had to make it happen. And I did. And I did for a long time. For a long time, it looked like, at least on paper, it looked like success. But I was pushing, producing high stress jobs, making things happen. But I was exhausted. I wondered, why am I not like these other people? And I know many of you look at other people in the world and say the same thing. I can't do what they do. What's wrong with me? But nothing is wrong with you. I'm sharing this so that you can look at your own life, not mine. Where did you learn the role that you keep playing now? This matters, especially for empaths and sensitives, because everyone lives from these learned roles until we question them. Like the hard worker, the helper, very common for empaths. I'm the one who takes care of everyone else. I'm the stable one. I'm the strong one. I'm the one who doesn't ask for much. Another really common one for a sensitive. These roles become our personalities. And empaths and sensitives cannot push these roles down with willpower for very long. And this is why we process life differently. We do not compartmentalize. We feel things 24 hours a day, everything, whether you realize it or not. And other people have filters. We do not have those. And when you have a filter, you can conveniently block out a lot of the background noise. We can't do it. And it's eventually is a superpower when you know how to work with it. But for us, the real shift is noticing the role. Your sensitivity is not the problem. It's the signal that shows you when your old role is trying to lead. Let's talk about why the same results keep showing up in your life. Well, I have to work hard, if that's what I learned. So everything in my life that I say yes to required hard work. I'm not like that anymore. I have a new rule. I have ease now. Or I don't get supported. That was another one for me and for many of you. Life organizes itself around, I have to do this alone. I can't offload any of this to anybody else. And, we come up with endless excuses why. Or from entrepreneurs, it's not safe to be seen. I see this with some clients. They know what they need to do for visibility, but all the excuses in the world come up so that they never really put themselves out there. People like me just don't get to have that. Oh, I'm greedy if I want that. So we stop ourselves before we even open up to receive. And this is where people get frustrated. And I know from the comments on my last video, I think I hit a nerve. I know some of you are frustrated, and there's a reason for that, which I'll go into here in a second. But some of you are doing all the things, learning, reflecting, practicing, watching the videos, listening to Neville Goddard, and feeling is the secret, all good stuff. But if life isn't changing, there's just a part of you that might be frozen, that you're waiting, frozen and afraid to move, or overthinking or scrolling, saying not yet. The issue isn't you're not doing enough. The issue isn't that you're doing too little. The issue isn't that you need to do more healing. The issue is this role that you're living from, the role that you learned when you were little. Same role, familiar scene. Some people do too much. Some people freeze and do nothing. Or some people say, I don't know. That's a freeze response. This is the real question. Which version of you is creating your life? And this is really up right now because there is a new chapter on offer in your life right now. And you can recognize it because something is harder to ignore. The frustration that you feel when nothing is changing, or a bitterness when someone that you know is living the way you want. I read all the comments on my videos, and I know that some of you are feeling this. It might be a relationship where you keep accepting crumbs. Listen, I did that. I married a narcissistic husband. And because it's what I learned, I learned how love works. But what do we usually do? Well, yes, we react. Of course we do. But we blame life. It's their fault. It's his fault. We blame the universe. We blame God's source for being cruel. We make somebody else or something else the problem because nothing ever works out. But this is how your soul is getting your attention with this emotion, with this intensity that some of you are feeling. It's this frustration that is showing you or pointing you to the role that you can't take with you into this next era of your life. It's that role that settles for scraps, the role that just keeps accepting less than it wants, or the role that says, that just gives up. This is how our souls speak, with energy. This is a choice point. If this is describing what's happening in your life right now, it's not proof that life is against you. It's that the thing that keeps bothering you is showing you the role that you just can't take with you. It's here to help you. There's a simple way to shift this. No healing, no fixing. It really just takes some awareness. And it's this question: who would I be if everything I really wanted is here right now? Who would I be? We stop trying to change the scene while you're playing the same role. This question changes the place you come from. If you want more money, then who would you be? You'd be someone who doesn't obsess over money. You would be someone who looks at your bank account and says, more money's on the way. you'd move through the day with lots of room to breathe. You'd focus on other things. If love was here right now, who would you be? Well, you wouldn't be focused on the relationship that you don't like. You wouldn't be frustrated. You would be focused on, wow, I feel so cherished. I feel so seen. I am so supported. And if support is here now, you would reflect on how the thing that you need shows up at the perfect time. If the next chapter is here now, and it is, whether you realize it or not, we have to meet life from that place right now. We have to practice being the person who is living the life that you want right now. Where is life asking you for a different version of you? Where are you frustrated right now? Pick one area. I'm going to use money because money, based on the comments, is up for so many people. You're struggling. So let's talk about money, but it could be anything. What did you see when you grew up? Was there always enough? Did your parents argue about money? Did money create tension? Was there never enough? Did you grow up with ideas around scarcity that you just had to stockpile? I'm thinking about my childhood where we had to stockpile. Here's the thing, money is just never money. Money and love are the same thing, different sides of the same coin. Money touches on safety, support, whether we're worthy or not, whether we received everything that we felt we needed to feel loved and adored. It touches on trust. Could you rely on your parents to be there when you needed it? Or could you want more? Some of us learned it's not okay to want more. I grew up with a mother who said people are starving in other countries. So I grew up thinking, oh my gosh, it's not okay. I'm greedy if I want more. Maybe you find yourself in some of the things that I just mentioned. Money touches on all this. But here's what I want you to do. Let's just imagine that your life is a play, and it's a new play. New lead actor, new supporting cast, and a new theme with an outcome that you love. Maybe it's income, doing what you love, getting paid because you breathe and you show up doing what you absolutely love to do. You get paid because your presence has value, not earned, but because you show up and your authenticity is what you get paid for. The support comes, opportunities show up out of the blue, synchronicities. Just imagine that. Feel that. Oh, wow, it's easy. Abundance. Money adores you and would do anything for you. Got that? So who are you being in that play? Who are you as the lead role? How does that feel? If you're a character like Cillian Murphy studying for a play, who would you be as that lead actor in your play? How is it different than how you are now? Are you still earning every scrap? Or when an opportunity comes by where you got to work your butt off, do you go, not for me? This is what I'm talking about. Are you in this play? Are you bracing for disappointment? Or in this play, are you someone who knows I'm always supported? I always get what I want. May not come in the way that I think it will, but I always get what I want. Are you letting ideas land because you just expect them to? Perfect idea at the perfect time? Are you allowing money in new ways? Are you letting life love you in new ways? Or are you saying, right? This is what we do. If money is not your area where you're being challenged, use the same question. Use the same play with love, support, being seen, or receiving. Inevitably, the old role shows up. And how does it show up? Well, it shows up as a trigger: anxiety, self-doubt. Maybe you analyze everything. You get really practical. Practicality is usually just a mask for fear. We want to shut down, or we want to just pull back, because this old familiar response is just saying, when you come up against it, are you sure? Are you sure you want to change this? So these triggers are a good thing. They're not a bad thing. Every trigger is gold because it shows you that we really are changing. We're changing our role to a new one that serves us, that yields the results that we want. So what do? We pause when that trigger hits, when the anxiety or the overwhelm, or however it shows up for you, that contraction. We pause. We go, I know what this is. This is the old me just making sure that I want to move beyond this. And we breathe, deep belly breaths, 3 of them. And then we keep going to the new you. The question is always the same when an old response comes up. Old me, new me. If it's the old you, you breathe through it. You feel. You are present with how you want to feel as the version of you experiencing the kind of life you want. This interrupts the old play. It interrupts your old role that you learned, and it brings you back to choice. And that is such a powerful place to be. Old you, new you. That's simple. This is where different results begin every time, before the action, before a plan, before the next thing that you do. Because ideas, thoughts, everything are based on the role that you play. And since it's all made up, you can make up any role that you want. And this is why nothing changes until we change who we're being, how we feel, and we do it consistently. Start with one place where you feel frustrated right now, not your whole life. One place: money, support, love. Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's just receiving more good stuff. Maybe it's the thing that you keep wanting, but you're not living. What is this frustration showing you? Ask yourself, what did I assume was true here? What would the opposite of this situation be? You may be living from one of many assumptions. We all do. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. Oh, I'm afraid to be visible. Wanting more makes me greedy. And flip it. What if that's not true? If this is a new play and you're the lead actor, who would that character be? How would that version of you think? And how would that version of you respond to the triggers you have now? How would that version of you decide how to take the next step? With ease, with hard work? And this is really important too. What would that version of you, your future self, no longer tolerate? Just say, no, not for me. I'm not a match. We have to stop waiting for the outer world to change before we do. We change our outer world by becoming the version of you, living the life that you want now, because reality changes when we do. The outer world reflects who we think we are, what we allow, what we keep rehearsing with our thoughts, and what we decide is possible. And it's all made up. The rules that you think you have to live by, all made up. What people like you get to have is made up. If it's hard or if it's easy, all made up. What's safe and allowed, what's too much, what's realistic, all made up. And since it is all made up, you can make up something new. That's what it takes to create different results. Not more work, not more strategies or better strategies. It takes a new you living from a new play, and you get to choose. The frustration that you might be feeling now is just showing you exactly where this new era of your life is ready to come through. And it's asking you to stop playing the old part. I'm also putting together a live group that I'm calling Threshold Point. It's for empaths and sensitives who feel this new thing calling, because most of you do, but find themselves in anxiety, self-doubt, or shut down, or waiting for clarity, getting practical. Most people don't recognize that as the threshold point. They think it means they're not ready, or they're stuck, or that something's wrong, timing is wrong, or it's something they have to figure out. But it's not. And that's what we're going to work with in the group. It's going to be 5 weeks, a small, intimate group where we focus on everybody in the group to catch that exact moment, the pause before the old role takes over, and then choose from the life that you actually want, even if you don't really know what that is yet. I'll share more soon, and if this video spoke to you, watch for that announcement. Thanks for listening, everybody.